modern management, it's not only about the capability to do your job, to be a great technician. It's about managing the rest of the other dynamics around you. And one friend of mine, Roger Dessa, once said, 90% of our earnings, 90% of what the coach earns is about everything that happens around. And only 10% is about what they do on the pitch. And I think Coach Rulani has mastered that. He's very calm, calculative, he sees things in time, and the wisdom and ability to respond appropriately. And I make no mistake, it's not easy to be head coach at Sundowns. In fact, any big team. But managing that is one of the primary objectives. You have to be very careful because whatever you say goes.
Coach, obviously you were one of the people given a chance at Platinum Stars. Was this apparent?
That's way back, man. That's way back. He's developed into a monster. He's unbelievable. And it's beautiful to see genius thriving. And I don't want to start putting stories that after 2-3 weeks and then they come out, it appears as if I said this yesterday, but fact remains. He's genius. And beyond anything, the hard work, the passion has just gone to another level. It's amazing. You were saying, sir?
Coach of the season?
Please, so be it. Because there's a tendency that things must be done based on certain circumstances. But I think he's done a hell of a great job, let's be honest. And you can't say whether they should give it to him or not. But if his work says give it to him, you have no option but you have to oblige.
Wow. What you've just heard there in the kickoff is the voice of Coach Steve Komphela. I call him Big Brother. And he's being exactly that because he's speaking about Coach Rulani Mokoena and what he brushed over there, because he's one person, Steve Komphela, who never wanted to take his flowers when you give it to him, because he feels, and he's always said, that the biggest compliment is being able to give a compliment. So when he's being told there, I think it's Mahlatsi's voice that I hear them, Patlele, who says, Coach, but do you remember that the very first person to give Rulani Mokoena an opportunity was you? He says, no, forget that. Look at the man now. He goes on to give him his flowers and says Rulani Mokoena is a genius. So if you've ever wondered how the trio of coaches is doing out at Sundowns, well, we know one thing for sure, that the duo, Steve Komphela and Rulani Mokoena, are getting along. Here he is speaking on behalf of Sundowns. This is from the Nedbank Cup draw the other day, and he says he's a genius and deserves, if he doesn't get cheated or robbed rather, to get the coach of the season. He calls him a genius, says what he's been able to do is genius. Is that what we saw last night? I don't know. We'll get into it. And we've got one of the best at the moment, and the best, of course, is when it comes to fully speaking and not holding back. This is the man that you want sitting in the chair opposite me. And today we've got him. He's in studio already. I've seen him, so I can say this. Morgan Mammila is with us, former coach out at Chippa United. You know him, of course, from Baroka, from All Stars as well. He's been around and he's back at the moment sitting and watching football. He watched the game last night, so we'll go into that a little bit. Morgan Mammila is my guest over the next hour. I can't wait to start getting into him and having conversations. The Champions League as well. We'll reflect a little bit on that. A lot of you, when we posted that he's going to be here, said, hey, Andile, what are the numbers? We'd love to send WhatsApp voice notes. Well, it's 060-552-7303. Remember, you can watch us live on Twitter as well as on Facebook a little bit later on. We'll put it up on YouTube as well, of course, as on Instagram. So, it's a Mighty Metro FM, Sports That Amplified with Andile. My name is Andile Ncube.
Checker 6060 brings more to your door in 60 minutes. Get the best deals on the best wheels. Let's go 6060. All that you need delivered with speed. Let's go 6060. We'll fight the price war. You can have more. Let's go 6060. Get extra savings. Sort those cravings. Let's go 6060. Now delivering SA's widest variety of groceries to your door. Download the app and let's go 6060.
Let's move Mzansi. Woza nawe. Get your Mercedes-Benz Sprinter Nkanyezi with a tailored finance plan, which includes a fixed interest rate to help you navigate economic turbulences. The Nkanyezi offers enough space to carry more passengers and comfort for an enjoyable journey. Together, let's move your business forward. This offer is exclusive to Mercedes-Benz Financial Services. T's and C's apply. Visit a participating commercial dealership or search Sprinter offers online today. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
It's in the learning spirit of Yummy and the heart of Sister V on call in the learning. It's in the dreaming of magic into reality on Restyle My Style and SMZ in the dreaming, where learning meets dreaming. You'll awaken to the best you are. More thrillingly, the best you can become. Learn, dream, awaken with SABC Education. Enriching minds, enriching lives.
We gon' get 'em. Get connected. WhatsApp the Metro FM studio. 060-552-7303.
It's exactly 13 after the hour 6. I've heard a lot of people already confirming and speaking about the amount of teams that Africa is going to be getting at this new format World Cup. Today, FIFA coming out, of course, and saying that they've approved the World Cup format for 2026. This is a combined World Cup that's going to be happening in the USA, Mexico, as well as Canada. 104 games is what you're going to be seeing, which is an improved number, of course. 48 teams, up from 36, from 32. 12 groups of 4, 3 games played, 8 maximum games. So that's up from 7. Top 2 teams in each group, plus 8 best third-placed sides advance. So that's the new format come next month. That's the format, or rather next World Cup in 2026. That's the format that you're going to be seeing. Excited to see how many more spots does Africa get, and what does this do to, give Africa perhaps a better chance and opportunity at advancing past the stages that we have, getting through the quarterfinals, getting to the semifinals, and maybe a real shot at winning this. But also the winner now has to play one more game, so it's no longer the 7, it's 8 games to get to the winning margin. Exciting to find out how many games exactly, or rather how many teams exactly is Africa going to be getting. There's been murmurs here and there, there's been chats here and there, but I can tell you now from conversations I've been having at CAF level over the last year, if the number of teams in this format is only getting secured now, nothing that you've heard has been confirmed. It's not confirmed. It's not a sure deal. It's 14 after the hour 6. Let's start the show off in a better way with Betway.
Share all the sporting thrills with Betway. Visit betway.co.za. Bet your way with Betway.
Premier League, UEFA Champions League, Europa League and more. All this week, Real Madrid versus Liverpool, Arsenal versus Sporting, Man United versus Betis. So much football this week.
Bet on your favorite teams and leagues online, anytime and anywhere with Betway. Visit betway.co.za.
Champions League results from last night. FC Porto and Inter Milan 0-0. But of course, on aggregate, Inter Milan does go through. Manchester City versus RB Leipzig. What a match. I mean, I knew it was going to be Manchester City, but I did not think that it would go down the way that it did. 7-0 is how that match ended. After how tight it was in the first leg. 7-0, 8-1 on aggregate. Haaland scoring 5 goals there. You could see his hunger, couldn't you? He says, "Hey man, coach, why did you take me out? I really wanted to stay on a little bit longer. I was hoping to score a double hat-trick there." Do we have the voice from Haaland?
Feeling is amazing. First of all, to win 7-0, and first of all to kind of give a statement to in this tournament in Champions League, which is a tournament I love, to give a kind of statement that we can actually score 7 goals, because it's not easy to score 7 goals. So it's an amazing feeling. Yeah.
Unbelievable, an amazing feeling, he says. A man that wanted the double hat-trick, of course. 6 goals is what he wanted. 5 was what he was able to get. The only man since Lionel Messi to do so. He's in great company there. Tonight, though, you can catch Napoli as they take on Eintracht Frankfurt. You've got Real Madrid that take on Liverpool as well. Those are the 2 matches. Look forward to them. But before we do go, last night, 2 games in the DStv Premiership. Mamelodi Sundowns beating Royal AM 5-1. Cape Town City drawing with Marumo Gallants 2-2. What this essentially means is that, and you can go to sabcsport.com, they've compiled a nice list there for you to see numerically what can happen. Mamelodi Sundowns now need only 5 points in order to clinch it. So that's 2 games, 2 victories. But this is, of course, dependent on whether Supersport United don't drop points in their next couple of games as well. If they do, then it makes the job even easier for Mamelodi Sundowns. But the other thing that it does, it says anybody from Marumo Gallants all the way to Orlando Pirates, Kaizer Chiefs, Cape Town City, Richards Bay, who for a long time were part of the chasing pact, it doesn't matter what they do. Mathematically, they cannot win the league anymore. Mathematically, they cannot win the league anymore. Supersport United, mathematically, they still stand a chance. It's between Sundowns and Supersport United. Let's take a break. When we come back on the other side, Morgan Mammila is my guest.
Metro FM mourns the passing of South African superstar, the multi-talented Constantinos Chobanalongo. Better known as the legendary Costa Titch. We send our heartfelt condolences to his family, friends, and fans. Rest in peace, Costa Titch, and thank you for your contribution to the culture. Your influence will live forever.
Bums. We don't tend to talk about them, but 1 in 2 of them may get piles, itchy, sore pains in the posterior. Sound familiar? Use Anusol, the UK's #1 selling piles treatment. Developed by experts to soothe itching, relieve discomfort, and calm inflammation. Anusol effectively relieves the pain and discomfort of piles. Ask your pharmacist for Anusol or buy in stores today.
Extra elegant and extra powerful. You'll love everything about the new and impressive Honor X8A and Vodacom. Get it today on a 2 gig Red Core data plan for just 379 Rand per month over 36 months. And take stunning pictures from every angle with a crisp 100 megapixel ultra camera. Plus, get the Honor X3 Lite Buds valued at 1,499 Rand. Available in-store and online. T's and C's apply. Further together. Vodacom.
We're back at it. I'm told with every new year comes bigger challenges. But watch me take them on. I always rise to the occasion. Catch Skeem Sam every Monday to Friday at 6:30 on SABC1.
Brought to you by SABC Education. Enriching minds, enriching lives.
Metro. The biggest commercial radio station in South Africa. We're going nowhere. We're here to stay. We're here with you. Now and forever. Amen. Metro FM. It's a miracle. It's where you're at. This is Sport Night Amplified with Andile.
Coach Morgan Mammila, supposed to be with me in studio. Coach, I just want to know what happened today. Were you told that you still need to finish some things with Chippa United before you can be released? Was there an issue of that matter?
To be honest, with due respect, because of the respect of the chairman of Chippa United, and Donde, in our culture, we don't talk to an elderly person while he's standing. You have to sit down and talk to him nicely. And I'm pleading with you guys, if possible, I'm available anytime to sit down so that I can share a beautiful story. For the respect of the chairman, I love to talk while seated nicely. And I'm going to say it as is, and also make everyone to understand what I'm talking about.
This is Sport Night Amplified, powered by SABC Sports. Let's go.
It is Sports Night Amplified with Andile and the Mighty Metro FM daily between 6 and 7. And of course, live on Twitter, on Facebook, as well as Instagram and YouTube after the show. Thank you so much for joining us. And he made a promise. You heard it. He said, I want to come sit down. He's a friend of the room, Morgan Mammila. Out of all the coaches, I don't think there's a coach or an administrator who's been on the show more than Morgan. It's between Morgan, Gavin Hunt, and Mamkiza, probably, no? And Rulani. Yeah, but I think Morgan is leading here. He's leading here, but he wasn't leading out at Chippa United. The man that took on the job did well. 4 wins in a row is what he was able to get. 6 wins in total, 4 draws, 5 losses is what he was able to get while still there. Relieved of his duties after playing Swallows and losing that match there. He sits across from me. Coach, thank you so much for joining us and welcome to the show.
Hey, good evening, my brother. Good evening to our good listeners.
Coach, before we even get into you and, Chippa United and what could have happened there, let's perhaps reflect on yesterday. Yesterday, what Sundowns did by beating Royal AM is they made sure, number one, that Chiefs, Pirates, Richards Bay and everybody that's under them, except for SuperSport United, can no longer win the league. They've opened that gap even further, but they did so in style. Did you watch the game?
I don't want to talk too much, Andile. The only thing that I will say is, if you are a coach in South Africa, you don't watch Sundowns more than 3 times a day. I'm afraid you are in a wrong.
Why?
The thing is, Sundowns have set the highest standard. For you as a coach, as a team, you need to play well, good football, and you need to beat Sundowns.
So that's the bar.
There's only one team that now, as we speak, all coaches now, there's only this team that they can't wait to play that team and beat that team. You can take a guess.
Tell me.
It's only one team, is Sundowns.
That's the team they want to beat.
That's the team that...
it's no longer Chiefs and Pirates.
It's a dream for each and every coach to beat.
Because I would have thought, I remember, for a very long time, we'd always say, as anchors and the analysts would say, and the coaches would say, there's one game you don't need to motivate your players for, and that's the Chiefs game. They motivated, that's the game they want to play. That's the game they want to win. Do you think it's changed now and it's Sundowns?
It has changed a bit. It's Sundowns. Not taking anything away from Kaizer Chiefs and Pirates. That they're top teams in South Africa. Rich history. We still look up to those teams. Even if you are a chairman, you're thinking of taking your team to the standard of or the brand. You look up to Kaizer Chiefs and Orlando Pirates. Sundowns comes third when it comes to that. But playing wise, it's Sundowns.
Let me take you back to your own words. You said you knew how to beat Sundowns. You said this is, you want them even.
I'm telling you, Sundowns is the easiest team to play against. Very easy.
Sundowns is the easiest play. Those were your words, actually.
Very easy team to play against. Very team to play against because you don't need to stress. Sundowns, they only defend with two defenders. Their 2 fullbacks are natural wingers. It tells you that Sundowns are not coming to defend at all. They're coming to score goals. Then you have to come with a plan as a coach. I played Sundowns. You watch the game.
2-1 how they ended.
2-1 was it. And if I'm not mistaken, we were the first team to score against Sundowns this year. And I think we were the first team to create clearer chances against Sundowns. That match, the score should have been 2-2. I don't know the player goals. Is it Garland or
which one?
Jersey number 11.
Wait, at Sundowns?
At Sundowns.
Yeah, Allende.
Allende. I don't know where does this guy come from.
The short man.
The short man. On the line twice. We press Sundowns. They lose ball so easily. I did not defend. Why must I defend playing a team that play offensive play? I have to be offensive also.
And you would have thought, Coach, that if that's your mentality and that's your drive, this is something that you would, of course, have been speaking to your players about. And there was always a question about you as a coach. Are you there coaching? Are you the kind of coach that perhaps is more of a motivator with the words? And, you know, you've got an assistant coach that does most of the work. Are you boots on the field, tactically and technically coaching?
There's no head coach who does not come with tactics. Remember, assistant coach are coaches. You have to work together with those guys. I was lucky. I was working with a knowledgeable coach, Coach Sia. Underrated coach, a highly qualified coach. We've worked very well, me and Sia. And my team, I play offensive play. My tactics is offensive play. You know, stats does not lie. Go and check any team that has played 20 unintercepted touches against Cape Town City and score. There's no one this season. Go and check. It's only one team.
And that's you. That's your tactics alongside with Kwambi, but that's
Chippa
you.
United for you. 20.
So then what happened? I mean, you're winning 4 games in a row, something that was done. I think you'd have to go back to Dan Dance's second stint at Chippa United, the only other time when they've won 4 in a row. They do it now with you many, many years later. Then there's a couple of draws here, some losses there. The Swallows game is the one that breaks the camel's back. If you're saying to me, you're working well with Kwambi, you guys have got a winning team, you can see the football you're playing, unlucky against a team like Sundowns, then what goes wrong?
And for your information, out of all 30, is it 35 or 36 coaches? I'm the only head coach who has won 4 games in a row. There's no one.
Dan Dance did it.
I don't think so.
Dan Dance did it, I think, in his second stint, but I'll double check that for you, Coach.
Double check.
So you win 4 in a row.
Yeah.
A big stat.
Big stats. And tell me if are you telling me I'm the only luckiest coach in South Africa to win 4 games in a row in PSL? The answer is no. Hard work. We're working.
You beat Amazul. You beat Marumo.
Yes.
You beat Kaizer Chiefs.
Yes.
You beat Skukun.
Yes.
Those are your 4 games.
Yes.
Then, after that, Cape Town City. You lose 2-1.
Yes.
You draw Richards Bay. You draw Stellenbosch.
Yes.
2 further losses, including Sundowns in that one there.
Yes.
And then it kind of goes downhill until you play Maritzburg again.
And I won against Maritzburg.
Then you won against Maritzburg.
They won 3 games in a row. I disturbed my brother, coach there. He was supposed to win 4 games in a row.
So what happens?
That's
20 points
let me
in 15 games out of 45.
Yes. And most coaches that are that are coaching PSL, they didn't even win five games. Is there? Go and check.
Coach, you're telling me a good story here, and I'm listening to it, and it sounds great. You're doing well. Are players responding to you? Are you getting along? Do you still have your change room at this point?
I'm home, relaxing and recharging.
No, not now. I mean, at the time.
I'm hands on. When it comes to managing the players, I think I'll come after Steve. They are least, but when it comes to managing players, everywhere I go, they'll tell you I'm one of the best managers.
And then you and the man that owns the team.
Very good friend of mine.
You're very good friends.
Very good friend.
So you speak to him a lot. He understands your plans.
He knows me in and out.
Morgan, I'm going to ask you again. So then what happened?
Look, firstly, let's give credit to Chippa Mpengesi. Firstly, why am I saying that? This man is the one who has identified me. Said, Morgan, I can see him on the administrative one, top notch. But when me and you we seated, the way you're explaining the game, you're explaining more than the coaches. So go and coach. That was last season. I said, no, man, I can't. He forced me. Then I was Coach Kat's assistant. Worked well with Coach Kat. We managed win 4 games last season. And if you check, last season Chippa United only won 5 games, the entire 30 games. I managed that in 14 matches.
You still haven't answered my question. What happened?
What happened is...
Because me and the players get along. We're doing well on the field. We're collecting the points. Yes, we've got a couple of losses here. Me and management get along. But here you are, jobless. What happened?
I've even lost less matches than other coaches that are there.
And he brings Kurt back, the same man that you assisted in order to get the wins you're talking about.
Yes.
So then what happened?
Let's be honest. If Chippa Mpengesi can promote a team from Vodacom first season, NFT first season, straight to PSL in 3 years, that man still holding the record as we speak. Let's give credit to him. He identified me to coach. And let's be honest, when I took over, Chippa United were position 16, 2 points behind number 15. When you check now, I think we were 8 points behind Kaizer Chiefs, 8 points behind Richards Bay, which was number 2. Most teams were above us. But when I left Chippa United, the gap was closed and I was on top of other teams. But because Chippa United is an experienced man, Chippa Mpengesi is an experiment. He knows this. He knows the game. And he felt that Kurt last season has saved the team from relegation. There's nothing wrong at all. Nothing wrong at all for chairman to go back to Kurt Lengis to save the team. There's nothing wrong.
But the team doesn't need saving from what you're saying. Why does it need the team to be saved? You've brought it up. You're winning games. You're winning the cup competition. Why does the team need saving?
And to add into that, Chippa United, in the previous two seasons, which is 2 years, they've never won a game in Nelson Mandela Bay. It means the supporters for 2 years, they were going there without a smile of a win. First match I gave them that smile.
Morgan,
I even gave them
I know you
a plus with another win.
I know you to be a straight shooter. I know you to be an honest man. I'm going to ask you again because I'm not understanding. Why did your friend fire you?
Let's be honest, I'm new in this game. Less than 4 months as a head coach. We're talking about Chippa United worth more than 100 million to me, according to the resources that they have and the sponsors. When you lose against your direct competitor, which is Swallows, he felt that, hey, there's a danger here.
So you were fired based on one game?
Not on one game.
Okay, maybe let's do this. Obviously, for you to be fired, I know most coaches at Chippa United don't even get the courtesy to speak to Mr. Mpengesi himself when he lets them go. Did you have a conversation with him?
I speak to he's my friend.
But when he fired you, did he fire you directly? He spoke to you. He didn't send other people.
No, we spoke, me and him.
What did he say to you?
No, we spoke, and he asked, that it was more of management and board.
What did he say to you?
No. He asked Morgan whatever the conversation we're having. I think it's best for two of us.
No.
As best friends.
I don't want the friends conversation. I want the work conversation. The one that the Chippa United fans went to support you and you gave them the 2 victories for. The one that the Chippa United fans saw you take them from 16 up. The one that they're listening to this show for because they want to hear from you, for those that had faith in you. To say, when he said to you, after Chomiaka, what are you ordering? When that was done, work-wise, when he said, Chomiaka, I have to let you go. Surely, you say why? And he has to tell you why. What is the why?
No, no. As I said, Andile, if you lose against your direct competitor, and it's normal for a person to panic, and who is he? Chippa United, Chippa Mpenge is not to panic. It's for everyone to panic. He panicked, and he felt like Cat will do the job for the team, to save the team. But one thing for sure, he knows what I've done, and he's still saying, Morgan, I'm proud of you. He's proud of me.
Do you think it was fair that you let go?
For me, it was more of a learning, and I've learned.
But do you think it was fair, Morgan? Let's be honest here.
No, it's fair.
I mean, listen to how you were so confident in that team that the press conferences were all looking forward to what you're going to say, because you were so confident. That confidence came from the fact that you had your chairman's backing. And your chairman came to you and fired you. Your friend came to you and fired you when you think you were doing well. Do you think that was fair?
Remember, the confidence it's my management style, because I can't go and stand out there in front of my players and not having that confidence. So I'm actually telling my players indirectly that you can play football without confidence and I'll be a loser. So I had to lead by example. Confidence as I am. So I'm actually telling my players indirectly that anything is possible in football. And to be honest,
what are you telling yourself then when the chairman comes to you, your friend, and says, I have to let you go when you think you're doing well? Was there maybe a conversation before that says, hey, Morgan, I'm getting nervous. Hey, Morgan, I'm getting scared. Or did it go from, we're doing well, let's keep pushing, to, I'm letting you go?
Yeah, hence I said, I'm new in the game. I've achieved within a short space of time, and most people were not sure of what I was doing. And anyone can think that, it was lucky, because they didn't know what I was doing.
Morgan, are you being purposely nice and, trying to keep doors open for further opportunities and not to hurt and say things that might make you look bad?
No, but let's be honest. When a person risks his business that worth 100 million with me, it's a plus for me.
But Morgan, this means you didn't believe in yourself.
And I did not disappoint. And one thing for sure,
that's exactly where I'm sitting. If you feel you did not disappoint, why are you fired? Why are you jobless right now?
Me being Morgan, given opportunity, I'll go all out. One thing for sure, when it comes to Morgan, give me an opportunity, I'll make miracles. And I've done that at Chippa. But I lost against Swallows, Stellenbosch. Panics were there. Remember, chairman, they're human beings, they're listening to other advices. If 10 people advise him, oh no, this chairman, he might not help this team anymore. He has done his best. They always say maybe.
Did you fight for your job?
No. I'm one person who doesn't even fight for a job.
You didn't fight for your job?
No, I don't fight. I don't fight for.
They said you're fired, and you didn't say how.
No, I don't question when.
You said okay, stood up and left.
I don't question that. That's how I operate. I don't force things.
Morgan, I would say there's an English saying. I'm not very fond of it, but there's an English saying that says somebody's singing for their supper. But this only happens when you are still at the table. You are not at the table anymore. So I'm not understanding, because from what I'm sitting and listening to you, you don't know why you got fired.
Let's be honest. I'm gonna say this again. If we're going to look the mistakes in a human being, they are going to blind the good things. This man, and I'm going to repeat again, the team was down there. It was down there. And it was only him. There's no one who advised him to make me a head coach. He followed his instinct. One man. And people who advise him, they did not support that. But he stood and said, you know what, I'm doing this. And for that, I paid him. I paid him off. Taking his team down there to up there.
It sounds to me, Morgan, is that you were given an opportunity that you didn't think you deserved. And so Noduti also comfortable because, hey, am I rightfully, should I be here? So when somebody says, okay, now it's time for you to go, ish, I've been found out now. Okay, sharp, thank you for the opportunity and I've learned. Because Morgan, not at any point do you think that you deserve to be fired. Not at any point. By the way, the last time we spoke, you didn't have a contract. By the time you were fired, did you have a contract?
No, I had a contract.
A coaching contract?
I had a contract.
A coaching contract?
I had a contract.
What was your contract?
I had a contract, and contracts are confidential.
No, I'm not asking for the numbers in the contract.
No, I had a contract with Chippa for 2 years.
Yeah, but that contract, when you got it, was an administration contract.
No.
It wasn't for coaching?
No, I had a contract. My contract was amended.
To be a coach's contract?
Yes.
This was amended just before you played your first game that you won?
No, after.
After. Okay. So you had your contract.
Yes.
Here it is. It's got stipulations. Chippa needs to say to you, hey, here it says results. You're not giving me results. I mean, you gave 20 points.
There's no contract that's...
There's no stipulation on what you're supposed to do, on what I'm expecting from you.
No.
So your contract was, hey, Berek.
Because it's to work and win matches. Remember, you're being paid to train and play matches. There's no contract that you win 5 matches or no.
There's no stipulation of expectations. No. And you were let go and you're fine and you were grateful for the opportunity.
I set up my own target together with the team. And the first target was to win home matches, especially in Nelson Mandela Bay. And the second one was to take the team to the last 16, because last season we failed to do that. Remember, coaching, let me just be honest. If you are a coach, you have to be better than the previous coach.
Were you better than the previous coach?
We look at the results.
The previous coach has got a job right now.
Yes, that's what I'm saying.
Your job?
He has to be better than me.
That's
how it is.
Is he?
No, he has to. He has to.
You were brought in because he wasn't, weren't you?
No, it was not him.
It was Dane. But you were brought in when he was still there, Morgan.
Who?
Kurt. Kurt.
No, Kurt.
Were you and Kurt not working together?
No.
You said you were working together with Kurt.
That was last season.
That's what I'm saying. You were working together with Kurt.
Yes.
Right? Because he needed you, right?
As I said, it was the plan of the chairman to change me from the administrator to the coaching.
So therefore he brought you in because Kurt, as the coach at the moment, needed your expertise.
Yes.
And then when Clayt went,
yes,
he didn't go get Kurt Lentjes.
Yeah, it was me.
He got you.
Yes. That's why I'm saying I had to do better than Clayt. And I did that. Actually, I did
better than Kurt.
Better than the coaches who coached all the coaches who coached Chippa United for the past 2 years.
But Kurt, who you did better than?
Yes.
He's got a job right now.
Yes, he has to do better than me. It's like, let me go back to Sundowns because it's easy when you give example about Sundowns. People have set up the highest standard at Sundowns. Rulani has to come and do better than what Peter was doing.
Well, I mean, if I'm Rulani and I do better than what Peter's doing and I still get fired, then do I really have to do better?
You have to.
Because you did better, you still got fired.
Yes, because remember, as I said, I'm new in this game.
And it doesn't matter, results speak.
Nobody trusts you. Even myself, if I was a chairman, I'll have those doubts, Let's be honest.
Let's take a break. But before we take a break, 2016, Dan Dance beat Orlando Pirates, Kaizer Chiefs, Free State Stars. The only difference is he went and beat Platinum Stars as well, 4 games in a row. The only difference, and you can say this proudly, Morgan, you are the only coach at Chippa United that's won 4 league games in a row. Because he won 3 plus
it's 3.
A cup competition.
Yes. We don't count that. We count I'm the only one now. They have to come and beat my record.
Let's take a break. When we come back, the conversation continues with Morgan Mammila. Send us your voice notes. It's very simple. 060-552-7303. Please try and keep them just under a minute at least.
Sport Night Amplified, weekdays, 6 till 7 p.m. on Metro FM.
Morgan Mammila, an administrator in football.
I was at Chippa United. There were times where I was a football manager. There were times where I was an assistant coach. There were times where I was just,
Was it your first stint as an assistant coach?
First.
How did that even happen?
One day I was chatting with the coach and chairman was listening. And the following week, just say, I've been thinking, Morgan, actually you're in a wrong position. The best position for you is to be the coach.
So at a professional level, you've never coached?
No.
Do you think that's enough to qualify somebody to be a coach?
You have to start there.
At a professional level?
Yes, and as things stand now, I'm the only assistant coach who has never lost a match. As things stand now, I've never.
This is Sport Night Amplified, powered by SABC Sports. Let's go.
The summer of cricket continues with a super hot clash between South Africa and West Indies. The Proteas and the Windies have 3 installments in the one-day international series. They both want to start their campaign on a high in the first ODI on Thursday, 16 March at 9:30 a.m. They will return to the pitch on Saturday, 18 March for the second ODI at 9:30 a.m. Then, on Tuesday the 21st, they will complete what they started at 12:30 in the third ODI. Be part of it. Proteas versus the Windies. ODI series on SABC Sport on TTT Channel 4. OpenView 124. S3 also available on SABC Plus and SABCSport.com. Brought to you by SABC Sport.
For the love of the game.
Win your share of 200,000 Rand with Auto Pedigree when you buy a 2021 Kia Picanto 1-litre Street or a 2019 BMW 320i before 31 May 2023. You get up to 50,000 Rand deal assistance to structure your winning deal. Winners will be announced on the 9th of June 2023. Visit autopedigree.co.za or any of our branches countrywide for more information. Auto Pedigree, because you deserve a great deal. T's and C's apply.
Open up to rewards and recognition on the Insider SA this Monday evening at 6, as sure-to-be world title contender Kane Fourie gets ready to rumble. Dion Daniels reinvents his career to create your dream wedding gown and find you your fantasy home. Plus, fitness success story Lisa Raleigh gets us off our laptops and on the move. That's the Insider SA, this Monday evening at 6. Repeat Saturday at 1 p.m. on S3.
We gon' get connected. WhatsApp the Metro FM studio. 060-552-7303.
Was it fair for Chippa to fire Morgan? I think this question is unfair to Morgan. Chippa Mbegesi is Chippa United owner. If he sees it fit to fire Morgan because he wants to save his team, that is prerogative. So for Morgan, there's no criteria to say when can you fire a coach. So Morgan will not have an answer to was it fair or not. This is your boy in Limpopo, Peter.
Peter, I appreciate that. I think you said it better than Morgan.
Let me just answer for him. Umayila uqoshwe ngala ma comment lawa awakhuluma after the game ye-Sundowns. Lama comment lawa akwatisa uKevin Hunt. Yiyo into aqoshelwe yona lapho kuChippa. Thabo ephumulo ethembisa.
Wala this is Signy from Dobsonville. I Andile coach you wa tsara wa tlogela. Why is that you direct hore? Kitibello for 1 2 3 4. Because the way you asking questions, the way he's answering, I mean I don't understand Andy. Like why get a divorce or why would you be divorced if you're happily married? The man must give us like direct answers, man.
Morgan, but why are you getting divorced? Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Sorry about that. But why get a divorce if you're happily married? And coach, perhaps it is, but why Chippa fired you is not something that either of us would know because we're not in his head. But all we're saying is what was the conversation with you that led to that? What was the conversation and explanation to you, especially when you're saying this was a friend of mine? What was the explanation and the conversation to you that led to that? That was the line of coaching, of thinking, and not, why, what did but what was the conversation when you are being let go? Timmy is being let go here, we say, hey, Timmy, man, we're dead air for 5 seconds here, with nothing. So that's the reason why we're letting you go. That's the thing, to say, well, you let go based on just, you've lost this game, I need you to go because I don't trust you anymore. And do you then, the question is, think that you were fairly let go? That's not up to Chippa to think, but that's up to you.
Yeah, the thing is, I'm looking on the positive side. I'm a positive man. I look what I've done for the team. And when they say, Morgan, hey, can you shift so that we can give someone an opportunity, just like you? Say, thank you very much. Then I move.
Morgan, you're an administrator as well, right?
Yes.
Which means you run teams alongside owners and the affairs of teams. At some point, even, you ran the team for an owner, 100% yourself, right?
Yeah.
With All Stars.
I can say that we I did that with Baroka.
Exactly.
I was
so
giving
now
powers, same to All Stars. You can see how the strongest team in 2 weeks at All Stars.
Exactly. So as a man that's been in that position, coaches would then speak to you and, you'd handle that affair as well.
Yes.
So if you were letting go of a coach, wouldn't you have a conversation with the coach? And that's what I'm trying to get at. As a man that's let go of coaches, there are things that you'd have conversation with. But let's leave that because I think we've exhausted it.
Yeah.
But let's go to what was said there. And I was getting to that anyway, to say, I don't want to say it was arrogant because it wasn't arrogance, but it was confidence that you gained. And you gained it from things that you did. The victories that you got and watching your team do, like you said, past 20 passes, they were taking the instruction that you were giving them, yourself and the assistant coach. And then the press conferences became a little bit different. You were firing in those press conferences. You were speaking very confidently. How do you think everybody else outside of you felt about that? Was there any way where in the team maybe they're like, hey, Morgan, calm down with these comments now?
No. There was no such thing because my comment was straightforward thing. And I can repeat it again. Actually, I was talking to the media guys. I said, when Sundowns play, you guys, all of you come to Sundowns. And the most, reason why they're there, they're coming to enjoy the good football. And I said, go to next door. You don't go. Because why? Maybe you're not getting what you're getting here at Sundowns. And it's not, you don't need even a rocket science. Which team is playing better than Sundowns in South Africa?
The team that ultimately got you fired, Swallows, is a team that belongs to your friend.
My friend's team. My best friend.
That's your best friend?
My homeboy.
Your homeboy. Come on, from Rai.
Yeah.
How did that feel? I mean, he got you fired, essentially.
I'm a professional person.
Did you guys have a conversation about that? You and David?
Not in the game. He just said, you fired my friend. Hey, my friend, I'm fired. What can I do?
He doesn't but here's my question then. Your friend, I'm assuming, believes in you and your ability.
Who?
David.
Yes, he does.
And he believes in you as a coach.
I'm not sure about coach. I'm not sure. I don't want to lie. I'm not sure. He knows what I can do, one thing for sure.
But he knows what you can do as an administrator or as a coach.
He's there for everyone.
So then he loses Ernst. How come he doesn't reach out to his friend?
No, I was home. I was looking after my cows there.
Yeah, but you're sitting with no job. He can call you to come to Joburg.
No, I had to relax a bit and watch.
But did he even make the call?
He did call.
To say, come to Swallows?
I speak to him almost on daily basis. I even sent him a tweet that I'm coming here. I asked him, my friend, do you have anything that I can tell the listeners? He said, absolutely nothing. Said absolutely nothing.
Are you looking for a coaching job?
No. But looking at the matches.
You're not looking for a coaching job?
No, I'm not. But me, Morgan, look at on how coaches are getting 5, 6. Then I feel sorry for South Africa. I said, hey, Morgan have never lost a game by 3. Never.
Is Morgan better than those coaches then?
I don't know. Stats will tell. Let's go and look into the stats. let's look into the stats on all coaches, how many games they've won.
But how many games has Morgan played as a head coach?
14.
14 league, 1 cup, right?
1 cup. It's 5 wins.
So that's a very small pool to do that maths from.
In 14 matches, I collected 19 points. 14 matches, 19 points. That's why the team was moved from number 16 to number...
So why aren't you looking for a coaching job then? What are you looking for?
I think I'm looking for something else. I need to do something else. You know, they say there are people who are born rich and technically experienced. I think I'm one of them. Maybe I must go and be a groundsman. The field will be proper and nicer.
I want to play just one voice note to me while I laugh because Morgan.
Andile, I'd like to ask the coach a question.
I don't know if he's a coach.
Has he really retired? I mean, he made so much noise about coaching qualifications, pro license, D license, this and that, and then issues a statement saying he's removing himself from the coaching industry and from being a coach in the top flight. You know, can he verify this statement that it was indeed from him?
Mazola, you took the words right out of my mouth. Have you retired as a coach?
I've retired, but people like Mazola, they can take me out of retirement back to coaching.
No, coach. It doesn't work like that.
It works like that.
Have you retired or not?
I've retired.
But you want an opportunity to coach?
No. If being asked to coach by the likes of Mazola, because surely I'm a good listening guy, I'll listen.
So you're out of it. You don't want to do it anymore. But if people say do it, then you'll do it.
Yes, I'll
But you're not retired, coach.
I've retired. Morgan has retired coaching. Unless people now force me like I was forced, then I'll do it. Remember these people that they'll be forcing me.
Coach, I feel like a lot of people...
They look at the stats and said, no, this guy, man, no.
I think a lot of people have a hand over your future, over and above you. You didn't want to coach, but when the chair said, I want you to coach, you're like, okay, fine, and you went and coached. Now, if people say do it, then you'll do it. What do you want? What does Morgan want? What do you want to do?
The thing is, I'm where I am because of other people. I was running my own castle team in Sekhukhune, beating everyone there. And one man from Leboago Mukurishim Patlele said, hey, my man, you are in the wrong place there. Come here.
Took you to Baroka.
Work with Baroka. We took the team from ABC Mutsipe to PSL.
Coach, and actually I'm not going to say coach, Morgan Mammila.
Yes.
Are you still a coach?
No.
Do you want a job coaching?
No. I want a different job now.
In football?
In football.
An administrative job?
I think that's where it's my strong point.
If you're offered a coaching job, will you take it?
I'll listen.
Ladies and gentlemen, Coach Morgan Mammila, I appreciate you. Thank you so much for coming through and holding up your word.
Thank you, my brother.
And for a lot of dead air as well. I appreciate it, Coach. I appreciate you.
Thank you.
You're such a wonderful soul.
Thank you very much, man. And thanks to Chippa United for the opportunity. Thanks to Kurishin Pathele for the opportunity. Thanks to all people who are supporting me, especially Twitter people, supporters. Hope to be back very soon.
Is Twitter a serious thing to you?
Twitter is more of connecting with my African people. I like that.
Okay.
Nothing serious for me, but I'm connecting with them.
I'm Andile.
Leadership.
Thank you so much. Ladies and gentlemen, that's it. That's our interview. That's our exclusive with Coach Morgan Mammila. Let it continue now. It's going to be on our Twitter page. It's going to be on our Facebook page. It's going to be on Instagram as well, of course, as on YouTube. The coach is leaving the building. We appreciate you. It's 1 after the hour 7. Sitting alongside me now, though, is a man that's going to take you through the next 2 hours. Do you want to do radio?
Coach? No, coach. Coach, I'm open to being persuaded.
No, but then if you're open to be persuaded...
No, as you must be open to be persuaded.
You can't say to Pogumba when I eat ice cream.
No, Andile. as of the 15th of March 2023, Coach Morgan Mammila is saying to you that he's no longer a coach. But he's saying somebody might open the door now and walk in and persuade him. And if he is persuaded,
he will coach.
He might coach.
No, David.
Ucho coach.
No, David coach. David coach.
Wait, actually, I'm a coach. Ucho chairman or administrator.
You know what sisipedi sabo na coach busingekho ncam. Akakwishisha botse. Akakwishisha botse. Sase kilo chaka khomphahlele go sikhukhune go.
Yeah.
Ke go re ba reng ke tlo go no re le nna ke bolele.
Now ungabuye ngu-chairperson.
Hey, man. Fumane something. It's 2 after the hour 7. Walk up to it. So
uyabuza uba ndiyafuna ukwenza radio?
Ndiyakubuza because do you want to do radio? There must be a definitive answer.
Do I want to do radio? I'm open to be persuaded. No, me, I learn. I'm open to being persuaded.
Oh man, I screen grabbed something here because I laughed. There's a saying, that is very famous alongside those of buttery tongues of the Queen. Those that look at such things and so forth and speak with such tongues. We all just use it whimsically when we say jack of all trades. But I mean, it actually goes jack of all trades, master of none is better than a master of one. That's the entire thing.
Oh, wait, is that the entire thing?
Yeah, that's the entire thing.
That.
Yeah, it's
I always thought it was just such a disparaging term, like jack of all trades, master of none.
No, jack of all trades is a master of none, but oftentimes better than a master of one.
Fair.
See, so that's how it goes. And then I looked
at
what's
very
happening.
Important qualification there at the end.
Right at the end. Because I'm actually in the way. For a long time, we've always been. But then I looked at Federal Congress 2023 candidates at the Democratic Alliance.
Of the Democratic Alliance, yes.
And then I said, yeah, man, there's somebody who took this term and didn't get the end part. Because when you look at Ulungile Penyane, he's up
it's
for
the first time
federal
I've heard
leader.
Of Lungile.
First time I've heard of him.
But kutena contesta zonke.
He's up for federal leader. He's up for federal chairperson. He's up for deputy federal chairperson. He's up for chairperson of federal council. He's up for federal finance chairperson. He's up for deputy chairperson of federal council. He's there.
He's up for your job.
He's up
for Metro FM Sport Night Amplified.
With Andile. He doesn't want to leave that part.
Yeah, he's with Lungile.
So because if you're that brave.
Maz no Maz. No, sewenza kwenye department. Maz no Maz. No, but I found that fascinating, Andile. And when it happens like that, it makes me wonder, is this a decoy or is Pitiges?
For who though?
Remember, you see, one of the things people do in politics when they are running a campaign is to try and split the base of the competitor.
I would believe that, to say, yes, let's split that vote because then we're going to get a lot more because, blah, blah, blah. I can get
especially
that.
If it's set to be tight, yeah.
Except, then why are you going for chairperson of federal council where it's just you and Helen Zille?
That's why I'm saying it's a decoy. So it makes it seem like this person is contested. Contest. Because they're going to come back and say, no, in our organization, even somebody who's a member can contest.
So Mpo and John need to look at who's being decoyed here.
But it's clear, Andile.
Yeah,
man, you know historically the politics of the DA. I was actually thinking about it as I was driving here, that you have a DA that at some stage used to put up posters on Ipali saying stop the ANC, right?
Yes, we remember
or
that.
Stop Zuma.
Yeah.
And that DA realized that their electoral base, population-wise, is becoming slimmer and slimmer. So it was that middle mass white audience, right?
Old SABC3.
Exactly.
Old TV. What you know? TV3.
TV3. Yeah.
No. Was that TV1? TV1, Mjan.
Yo. Yeah. So that you know exactly what we're talking about. And then at some stage, if you recall, there was an entire campaign to try and win over the black electorate. Do you remember Helen Zille kissing people, Tetris Xhosa, the Musi Maimane experiment and so many other things. And I think at the moment, the contestation in the DA is about those two double moves. To what degree do you keep your main electorate, your main base in the white community, and to what degree do you have South African liberalism being taken over and given a black face?
Well, the questions are going to be answered. It's not too far from now. So, our hashtag, I was today years old, is pretty simple, ladies and gentlemen. You've heard the saying over and over for years, but you've never heard the entirety of it.
I thought that was being thrown at me, actually.
A jack of all trades is a master of none, but oftentimes better than a master of one.
I'm going to use this all the time.
So,
better.
This is for you and Morgan here, because you are masters of all trades, you and Morgan.
No, and we are open to being persuaded.
What do you have happening on the show?
We are open to being persuaded.
What do you have going on?
I hope you are open to being persuaded to join the shutdown on Monday.
Listen,
we're talking about
actually, somebody brought my tweet back. I think it was Bridget Masinga who brought it back and said, Andile, remember you said this. I think it was 2-3 years ago. I was driving a friend's vehicle, which is rather large, and I went to the pumps, and it was 2,000 and something to fill it up. And I said, for the first time, it's biting me. This is a cause I'm willing to take to the streets for. And so today she was like, hey, do you remember this? So are you going?
Yeah, bruh. It's time now.
I wasn't, there was a lot being said in the presser that I didn't quite agree with.
Okay.
So based on that, I understand those that are going to be taking to it. I support every individual's reality and they right to do as they will.
Sure.
But there was just a lot, there was some, not a lot actually. There was just 1 or 2 points I was not convinced of. I would have liked to hear the CIC say to me and those that want to protest, under no circumstances are we going to be okay or allow for anybody to loot. Under no circumstances are we going to be okay with anything that happens that is not. We are doing this for this and this and this reason. To say, and I'm not quoting here, but I remember I heard something to the likes of, we're not encouraging that, but.
No, but I think also, Andile, I spoke to the DA last night in Cape Town, and they've got an interdict out. And I said to Jordan Hill-Lewis, I think you are unreasonably creating a highly prohibitive environment for this protest to happen. And I think they're trying to create potentially a self-fulfilling prophecy, which is, we know you people are going to loot, yada, yada. And actually, we're going to preempt that with an interdict. Because if law enforcement is going to be there anyway, why do you need an interdict? And I think my thought on this is that, a true patriot will defend the rights even of those they disagree with.
Of course, 100%.
To register, their rights and protest, a picket, or any kind of demonstration. And I think if we are indeed true patriots, we must defend the right of the EFF on Monday to go out onto the streets. And of course, we must expect law enforcement
to do their job.
To have a tactical disposition, because one of the things we know we are very Mapena-like, we are very weak on, is management of large crowds that refuse to be persuaded, unlike me and Pramoko.
I 100% agree with you. I mean, I listened to a better half of that lengthy presser that was held, and I agree with the EFF as far as defending your rights to protest. Yeah. It is a right ingrained within our constitution, and it's one that we must fight for tooth and nail as South Africans. It might not be your cause that is being fought for, and you might not want to join in that cause, but the right for them to do it is something that we should all fight for. That's a great one. What else?
Is that
it for today? What else?
So we're going to be talking about that. And then we're also going to be talking about SABC Plus.
Oh.
Yeah?
One of my favorite places
I was driving on the highway today, and I don't know what SABC is doing, but hey, every digital billboard I see has SABC Plus on it. So I was like,
great.
Why not talk to Pralungile today and ask Pralungile what's happening on SABC Plus? Because I've been watching it, and I feel like now I've run out of content. So they need to upload a lot more content.
And there's a lot of content. I mean, historic content as well.
Exactly. Some of that retro stuff.
He's coming up. He's Ayabonga Kawa. Thank you so much to Morgan Mammila, who was generous and kind enough to drive here and be a guest. Now he's going to go have a dinner at a certain chicken place with his best friend. It's 11 after the hour 7. Timmy T. Malcolm Dove. 1 p. As well, of course. Sabun Kwala from myself, Andile Ncube. If we say that the best among us should lead, then the next 2 hours are exactly that. Leadership with Ayabonga Kawa. Pela, and so on.